Jeffrey Dahmer shit?
I did actually.
You finished it?
If nothing else, the thing that rocked all of us and shocked all of us and fucked with all of us was when we found out they was black dudes. Most of them was black dudes.
Exactly.
Niggas knew that, like, it heard whispers of like him, obviously. I think having a couple, but to hear like this nigga was targeting black men was like crazy. It really rocked my world, nigga, of like, this is crazy. This nigga was really getting away with this. But obviously these were the reasons he got away with it.
Yeah, especially around that time.
Yeah, you watch that shit?
I haven't seen it yet.
You gonna watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I guess it's the #1 series of all time on Netflix.
That's crazy,
Of
right?
all time?
It just beat Squid Game out like yesterday.
That surprises me. It feels like Squid Game is so much bigger.
And way better, you know?
Yeah,
when it comes to acting and just, I don't know.
But Squid Game is something we can all like connect on. You can see
like,
a nigga in the street and be like, hey, Squid Game. You don't want to just be out on the street. Jeffrey Dahmer, nigga. Jeffrey Dahmer.
We're all secretly watching that one.
Yeah.
Not really like sharing that with other people.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way they started it definitely turned a lot of people off. It was really, pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was a cool way to start it. I would like to see the nigga who escaped first. Like, give me him.
Well, yeah.
Give me him versus right into the action of like killing niggas.
Right,
That's what we doing.
right.
So I was cool with that. I saw it was an article. I don't think we're going to actually go over it, but I thought it was interesting. We can just brush past it real quick. I saw Life Jennings recalls singing for Jeffrey Dahmer in prison. Do you believe this is true, number one? I feel like every time some shit come out in the news, a nigga come out with a story that you be like,
Yeah,
that
I don't
nigga
know
ain't here to
about
back
that
himself up. We don't know if this is real or
But
not.
Life Jennings used to actually do a lot of concerts in prison.
Well, he was
so-
also locked up for a minute. So I think
Yeah.
he was. Are you saying, okay, now I want to click it. You saying maybe he did a concert in prison.
And Jeffrey Dahmer was there.
But
And
then
so
Jeffrey,
he's using this hype around Jeffrey Dahmer to be like,
to promote
remember
the new
me?
single.
yeah.
Just to get right.
I get it.
Oh, no, I get it. Do you like it?
I think I kind of, there's something kind of icky about all of it, right? Like there's some glorification of serial killers that's happening all around right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing for people. Like, we do love serial killers because they are really interesting to us, but is that a good thing?
Yeah, niggas telling us what songs Jeffrey Dahmer like. This is interesting. He's like, yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer asked him to sing "Breaking My Heart," "Pretty Brown Eyes" by Men Condition. Nigga, first of all, this nigga Jeffrey has soul.
He got a lot of soul. That's what I'm saying. Like, hold on.
He was like, you think I was just in them black clubs to kill them niggas? No, I like the music. Pretty brown eyes, you know.
I'm eating.
Nah, that's crazy.
If it was a prison-wide concert, like Jeffrey Dahmer just got to throw out requests.
No, it wasn't a prison-wide concert.
So
apparently,
it
Jeffrey
wasn't?
tapped him like, yo, life.
Yeah, no, he said that he was going past him or something like that because he was. I read up on this. Life Jennings was actually only 14 when he was in the prison.
Oh, wow.
And Jeffrey Dahmer, something had happened. Where he was supposed to be transported, something had happened, his paper got messed up or whatever. So they were in the same prison at the same time. And I guess he was cleaning up or something like that, doing the job. And Jeffrey Dahmer came up to him and said, hey, you the nigga that always be singing, not the nigga. But
Jeffrey's really got soul, man.
Jeffrey said, what you gonna do? I'll eat you, nigga. Chill out. Oh, no. Nah. Should we get to the show? Welcome to Wine and Weed.
Hey.
I'm one of your hosts, Sterling Steelo Brim, a.k.a. That Dude, a.k.a. S the Beat to Your Best Debris, a.k.a. That Third Leg, no, it's just me, a.k.a. Concerned Father, a.k.a. Black Mama, a.k.a. RP Black Mamba, a.k.a. Seasonton Stallion, and last but not least, Stylist. And last but not least, your Uncle Elroy, and with me as always,
I'm Chris Reinacher, a.k.a. The Connoisseur, a.k.a. Your New Baby Daddy, a.k.a. Speed Bump, a.k.a. Elusive Moose, a.k.a. La La La, a.k.a. The Goop in Your Gap, a.k.a. Saxophone Jones. And with us, as always, is Alahna on the facts, off camera.
what's up?
What's up? AKA Alahna Mama, AKA That Girl, AKA That's It.
Okay, a.k.a. That's it.
That's
Kinda
it.
like
That's it. I like that. That was
Like
like
that
cool.
little outro.
I
yeah.
say this almost every week. You guys are just now.
We don't
You don't,
listen.
yeah. Or you're not speaking into the microphone
Men.
enough or something. Men, I listen to you, baby. I listen to you for sure.
Okay.
And this week we have a very, very special guest. Just a talented person, but an actor, a singer, a producer, a songwriter, Man who wears many hats, my man Leon Thomas. We appreciate you.
What's up? What's up? I appreciate
Yeah,
you, man.
man.
Thanks for having me.
Congrats on all success.
Do you have any AKAs?
Man, thank you. I do. AKA LT Smooth, AKA Andre from Victorious. I get that a lot.
Okay.
AKA, I don't know. That's it. I got 2 for you.
Okay.
I like it. I like
That's
it.
more than a lot of people. And if you don't know about this show, what we do on this show is we smoke a little weed, we drink a little wine, and we do all of that while we go over the news of the week.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
I think I know you from TV, but then I looked at your Wikipedia. I'm like, oh damn, you were on Broadway, and then you're in TV, and now you're a songwriter.
It's been a long journey.
I'm like, you're
It's been
amazing,
a long
bro.
journey. Thank you, man. I really appreciate
that's pretty
that.
incredible.
Yeah, man. I mean, like coming out here to LA, I felt like there was so much that I could get into outside of just doing a lot of TV shows and film, and producing for a lot of big artists became like a great way to kind of utilize my off season and really tap into a lot of my talents.
If any, what's a dream of yours that you haven't tapped into yet? Randomly. I know we won't even do interviews on this show, but I do want to know. As a dude who I know is super talented and does so many fucking things
You know what? This is super random, but I really want to be a real estate tycoon one day.
Nigga, this is shit. I think if you be watching shows.
Yeah, exactly.
What show you be watching, Phil?
HGTV, I feel like, was something that was on at my house growing up every day, and just seeing how they would transform homes and, be able to really lock it in. Randomly, I'm not super proud to say this, but Selling Sunset is kind of cool to see how they're going in. Really seeing them go in and be able to sell these huge homes. Definitely.
I love that shit. I love $1 million listing.
That's my Jeffrey Dahmer show, the one I don't tell people about, but I watch.
It's Selling Sunset?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one too.
Yeah.
I like
That's a good show. I love all the real estate
There's a lot of
shows,
drama
man.
in there, but they get to business
need
too.
that, though. You need that.
They definitely get to business.
sure.
Yeah.
Niggas just come in doing straight escrows. You like, this is a little boring,
come on.
Phil.
Exactly.
Man slammed for leaving an equal inheritance to stepson. Commoner slammed a father after he revealed to his adult children that they would be equally sharing their inheritance with their 12-year-old stepbrother. The original poster posted about the situation in Reddit's Am I the Asshole forum.
He wrote this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The OP said that although his 2 children, a 34-year-old son and a 32-year-old daughter, he doesn't have the greatest track record. While my biological kids were growing up, we were kind of distant as our mother and I were constantly fighting. She was a stay-at-home mom while I was running a business to varying degrees of success. As his kids grew older, though, their relationship grew closer, the original poster said. He said his business also grew in part due to his kids' help, and he is quite wealthy now compared to when the kids were growing up. My relationship with my stepson is quite good, the post read. He doesn't call me dad, but seems to view me as a very close uncle. I do my best to be a good father figure to him. A few weeks ago, while the original poster was going through the basement with his kids, the conversation shifted to their inheritance. I mentioned how I plan to include my stepson in my will, and he would get a third of the inheritance. The original poster explained that he plans on leaving 20% of his assets to each child and 30% to his wife. He also said the business will go to his biological children unless his wife or stepson decides to get involved in the future.
Damn. Letting them know they don't really matter that much. Continue.
Well, my kids are furious with me now, telling me that was unfair as they had to grow up with a cold, emotionally and physically distant, unavailable father who struggled to bring food to the table. The original poster's kids mentioned that their stepbrother lives a luxurious childhood and that the original poster is much more kind, emotionally available, and supportive compared to when they grew up. They also said they would lose out on inheritance that they felt they earned after working hard to repair their damaged relationship. Although the OP said he understands his kid's point of view, he wants to do what's right by his stepson.
I don't want to point any fingers in this, but he hates their mother so much that he is trying to stick it to them forever. Because first of all, this
You think
stepson
it
don't
has
even
to do with their mom?
1000%. It may be them too. They're probably shitty kids as well. But this stepson don't even call him dad. This stepson is literally like, yo, you're a cool ass uncle, nigga. That's what's up. And I think he's like literally seeking this stepson's validation. He's like, he's so cool. He doesn't accept me at all. I really just want him to call me dad. I'm gonna leave him all the money, I promise. It's like, it's just a weird dynamic there, but I also just feel like for you to just be like, oh, I'm gonna lead a business to my kids unless my stepson or my wife or decide to get involved. It's just constantly just being like, I'm gonna keep sticking it to y'all. First, it feels super fucked up. I'm not saying you should not embrace and take your stepson as your own. If that is your actual stepson and you really in his life, that's your son for sure. Mm-hmm. In the black community, I don't even know niggas really just be like, it's my stepson versus my son. If you're gonna adopt a nigga, that's your son. That's my son. So for me, I don't have a problem with that. It's just the constant like feeling like in everything he's writing, he's signing off with also fuck my kids.
You say 2020, 2030? That's only 90%.
20% to all of his kids and 30% to his wife. So he's 3 kids, 20,
90.
40,
That's
60.
90%. What other 10 that?
Oh, it doesn't say.
Because it sounds to me like he's giving 50% to one family and 50% to the other family. And I kind of feel like the OG family, I feel like he's going to leave some money to his current wife, who is that kid's stepmom, right?
No, that kid's mom.
Sorry, that kid's mom.
Yeah.
So she's kind of, that's eventually going to be left to him, right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like you go the stepmom and the 2 biological kids. That third kid, the mom should take care of you. In a sense. I don't know. You're getting an inheritance?
Yeah, maybe you're right, but I also feel like those kids got to be shitty, fam. I feel like those kids got to be shitty kids for him.
Or he really loves.
It's the way he's writing this letter that's making me feel like these kids are kind of shitty.
Right.
I love this forum. This forum is just people asking, am I the asshole? And they write a whole situation, and then everybody votes whether they're the asshole.
Do you guys watch Succession?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So I feel like the whole conversation of inheritance and like, people kind of feeling like obligated to certain amounts of money for work that they didn't do. I don't know. Sometimes it kind of gets sticky to me. I feel like whatever he decides he wants to do should be done. Like it shouldn't be that big of an issue, although there is right and wrong, it's
You think
his
there
money.
is right and wrong?
It's kind of his money. If that's how he wants to split it up, it is what it is.
Because for me, if nothing else, this current mother or current wife of his must be doing something right where he's like, oh, I want to leave you all this stuff. If his life wasn't necessarily great with their mother, and then on top of it, the kids he doesn't have the best relationship with them, I'm not surprised. I don't feel like this is like, I think you said it's a forum that says, am I an asshole? Did you say, Chris?
Yeah, so he's asking the audience, am I an asshole?
Yeah,
and then
I feel like if you're writing on this forum, though, you probably know you're kind of an asshole.
I think so too.
He knows internally.
I think you're being called an asshole by someone, and you want an objective opinion.
The kids for sure.
Right.
Yeah, and I also think, let's look at all sides. You said it could be that he hates the biological mother, but also the stepmother could be evil, and she could be like, you owe Jonathan just as much as you owe your other 2 kids who are all grown. Jonathan has nothing. You owe me and Jonathan. What if it was that situation?
That's that situation. That's his fault. What the fuck you letting her take over him for?
Well, as their kid, they might be sad,
That happened. Their daddy weak.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Tell him to get a backbone.
I don't know about my boy.
It's hard to get in other people's businesses because you don't know what's going on each side. I'm curious, what the top voted comment is.
The top comment. Well, I can read some of the top comments. They're mostly hating on the guy.
Damn.
On the guy, not the kids, not the inheritance.
On
I feel like the business
guy.
should definitely go to the kids.
We don't know the kids.
We don't.
What if it's Roman off Succession? What if you just like, he jacking off in the office, he doing all type of wild shit.
We have no idea what the
we don't know who these kids are.
So some of the top comments. So there's 3,000 comments on the post. YTA, what is that? Like a Reddit?
Yes, the asshole.
Oh, yes, the asshole.
Okay.
Without a doubt, one user commented, "Why are you treating some random kid that you've known for 2 years the same as your
it's 2 years?
It's been 2 years.
We didn't hear it in 2 years.
So the child is 12 years old. They've been married for 2 years.
Oh, we didn't hear it in 2 years. Fuck that kid.
Okay.
He doesn't even
We don't know that little nigga.
Okay.
We don't know that little nigga. Fuck your
All right, we cleared it out. We cleared the air here, okay?
I
Because
mean,
I was like, man, if
who
he
was
raised
this
a
little
kid,
nigga?
like, I don't know.
He's
Like,
like, nigga, why would I call you dad? I just met you 2 years ago. Nigga, I know you not my dad.
right.
Well, what if I promised you 20% of my fortune? Then will you call me dad?
All right, now we talking. Let's keep negotiating, nigga. I'm listening.
Fight allegedly over a girl ends in 2 teens falling out a window. 2 Ohio teens were sent to the hospital after falling out a 3rd-story window at the school during a physical altercation on Tuesday. According to a statement published by the principal of St. Bernard Elmwood Place High School, these 2 16-year-old students were transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. By now, you've likely have heard about the incident yesterday, which resulted in 2 students being injured and transported to the hospital. The statement read, "The school district is currently cooperating with local authorities to investigate the incident and understand what happened." So the window, they fell from 15 feet above the ground, and they were fighting over, one of the boys' grandma says that one of the teens was having problems with boys at school over his girlfriend, and that she'd been cheating on him via Snapchat, basically.
Let me start with this. You cannot be cheated on in high school. That bitch is just wild.
Sounds like a nigga who used to cheat.
You could be cheated on in high school. What do you mean?
You don't owe nobody no
You could be
fucking...
cheated on in 3rd grade.
You're 14 years old, Bill. You're not being cheated on. Somebody's just fucking a wild person. You're not being cheated on for real. You're not cheated on until you're in a real life relationship in your 20s or some shit. And when you're 16 years old, consider that being cheated on. Your boyfriend just out here fucking around.
I was cheated on in high school.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Let it go,
disagree.
sweetheart. She brings this up all the time, y'all. She got a whole new nigga.
So when can you start cheating for real? College?
Yeah, when you
No, that's cheating
when you really in
stuff.
love.
When you really in love?
You know how you grow as a person and you realize that wasn't love that you thought you knew? When you really in love. I think as your understanding evolves, definition evolves as well. So like you may feel as though you got cheated on in that moment as a fucking 14-year-old because you've never went through anything else so dramatic and crazy and cool. I get it. I'm not saying you don't have those emotions or you don't feel that. I'm saying you're not fucking being cheated on. You're 14. You live at home with your parents and you are a fucking child.
I don't know. I feel like I'm being gaslit.
Whatever. That bitch broke your heart. They my business.
I didn't cheat on you. You can't cheat at 16. And then you're like, I guess he didn't cheat on me. But I mean, I saw him making out with that other girl, so I think he was cheating on me.
I think he's just a fucked up dude, and you shouldn't be with him. But you shouldn't want to date him. But I also don't necessarily think that he owes you that.
I think that guy in the future has a history of cheating now because he made out with somebody else in high school.
But he's
What?
just
You
going to
think this
convince
nigga-
himself that every time he does cheat that he's not really in love. So it doesn't matter.
What if he's not though?
Fair.
I would also argue that high schoolers might be the most in love. I think that the first time you experience love, I think it's kind of one of like the deepest, most real, unfiltered types of love. And yeah, you don't have to like pay rent together or, figure out how to visit your significant other's parents.
I disagree. I think love is like is a drug. So I think it's the same way with any drug. The first time you get high for real off that drug, you like, what the fuck? Euphoria. I think that person believes, oh, it's everything in that moment, but I don't know if it's necessarily the realest. I just feel like it might be the strongest.
But then you'd have so much trauma from being cheated on, right?
Who?
Because you felt it so much.
I wasn't a nigga getting cheated on, Chris. I don't know what type of lifestyle you was living.
Because I
wouldn't
felt
dare
it.
get cheated
Mostly
on in
why
high
I've been
school.
silent this whole time. I'm like, I have no idea what that was like in high school. But I will
Imagine.
say,
Did you have a girlfriend in high school?
I did actually.
Did you ever cheat on said girlfriend?
Absolutely.
I gotta be real. You a court nigga? Or saying niggas that I did.
Absolutely.
How
Yes.
long term was your girlfriend?
It was like 8 months.
8
Okay.
months in high
8
school?
months, yeah.
So y'all made it through the summer and back again.
Exactly.
That's like
wow.
2 years.
That's a real
Exactly.
relationship.
It was a real
In high
thing.
school, that's 2
But it
years.
was
think
long
that's even
distance
more.
though. It was long distance. I was living in Brooklyn.
Oh, you didn't owe
She
her
was
nothing.
upstate. I would see her every weekend.
Yeah.
She used to go to a church close to the church I used to go to. So it's like,
Nah.
that
Also,
kind of
like,
thing.
I mean,
Having to find the time to cheat in high school is wild. Because I
he
feel
didn't have to find the time. She
Well,
was
he didn't
upstate.
have to. She wasn't
It's
there.
easy work.
it really wasn't there.
Could do it
you know?
in fifth period.
He was just
Kinda busy.
starting to be like, oh, other girls like me? And-
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
other girls like you even more because you got a girlfriend.
Yeah, something
You like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. I'm
Something
saying like,
like that,
oh
yeah.
shit. You like, yeah, but you know,
She
kind of
upstate.
whatever.
It's a good hour and a half away. Yeah.
And we in high school, they ain't really cheating.
The cop out. No.
I've never heard that it's not cheating in high school.
Well, I just
mean,
broke
I
it to
don't
you,
know.
Chris. I'm not saying that it's real. I may have gaslit you into a direction, but at the end of the day, I stand on that shit.
Word.
It's not a real relationship. It's like when I hear my niece, it's like, my heart is broken at 15. I'm like, man, that's fucked up. That little boy didn't deserve you. I say all the stuff I'm supposed to say. But I'm also like, yeah, he's a little wild nigga, of course. Like, well, we gonna expect something from him. We gonna expect him to be like, this is. I guess we should, right? That's what we should be, holding our young boys to that bar. That's what the problem is, Sterling.
Well, then just why get in a relationship?
Because you're a child and you want the girl because you're stupid and you believe to yourself like, I want the baddest chick. I'm not saying it's right. I think that's what we're getting confused. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that I don't know if I necessarily give the person that much power to be like, oh, you cheated. I'm like, you're 14.
Yeah.
I'm not going to push someone out a window about it, but
Yeah, back to the article. Yeah, because wow, somebody got pushed out a window. That's nuts.
Both of them.
Both of them fell out the
you
window.
think it was by
together.
her hair? You think it was like
No, it wasn't no girl. It was two
Oh, it was
dudes
two
fighting over
guys
the girl.
over
That's
the-
why I say, for the rest of her high school career,
I think they need to interview the manufacturers of that window because I saw a window on Twitter today during the hurricane that that's crazy.
What? Oh, that's the water
This
right
is
there?
a window and this is a water. These people toughed it out during the storm.
Yeah.
And this was outside their window. And the top tweet is who is the window manufacturer?
Yeah, it is crazy.
But those are hurricane windows.
Yeah, those are
What state was this in again?
Ohio.
Ohio.
And them niggas ain't never
They
seen a
don't got
hurricane.
windows.
Yeah.
My
They barely got windows. I'm joking, Ohio, if you're listening.
My fiance,
I love you.
does have a good story where you like how I smoothly said my fiance. I'm getting used to it.
Good for you, man. Yeah.
But she has a party she threw in high school. Somebody broke the window in Florida, and then they got it repaired, and nobody knew, and their parents never knew, and they got away with it until a hurricane started.
Oh, shit.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, why is that window not like the other windows?
Damn.
And it just started pulsating, and then it broke, and then they were like, okay, we had a party 7 months ago.
I'm
would've
saying
been
shit.
like, I
I'd be
don't
like,
know
yo,
why
y'all
that
fucking
window's
money
doing
back. Yeah, the window makers is trash, mama.
Every window except that one.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. Wow.
Alabama prisoners organized a system-wide shutdown. On September 26, Alabama prison officials made a rare admission. Prisoners had initiated work stoppage at every single major correctional facility in the state. In a nation where over 80% of incarcerated workers are tasked with maintaining the prison itself, either through cooking, cleaning, laundry, or other essential needs, work stoppages can mean that the entire prison system shuts down. The state of Alabama is in the midst of a humanitarian crisis, begins a demand letter authored by Alabama prisoners who on September 26 went on strike across all major correctional facilities in the state. The letter continues, this crisis has occurred as a result of inadequate sentencing laws that led to overcrowding, numerous deaths, severe physical injury, as well as mental anguish to incarcerated individuals. In a country where over 80% of incarcerated workers are tasked with maintaining the prison itself, either through cooking, cleaning, laundry, or other essential needs, work stoppages can mean that the entire prison system shuts down. The strike is ongoing as of September 30th, according to reports from inside the prison walls. In conjunction with the strike, activists from organizations such as the Alabama Prison Advocacy and Incarcerated Families United Group and both sides of the wall joined family members of incarcerated organizers at a rally called Break Every Chain. The rally took place outside the Alabama Department of Corrections headquarters in Montgomery with the demand that the state accept the prisoners' demands. Organizers attempted to hand-deliver the demands letter to ADOC, but had to leave the letter at the counter as an employee came forward to collect it. On the day the strike began, Alabama prison officials admitted that there are reports of work stoppages at all major correction facilities in the state and said controlled movement and other security measures have been deployed. Activists have pointed out that prison officials rarely acknowledge prisoner-led actions, indicating that this strike is too massive to brush under the rug. On September 26, Commissioner John Hamm claimed that all facilities are operational and there have...
Commissioner John Hamm?
John Hamm.
Wow.
So basically, he lied and tried to act like the strike wasn't happening, even though there was. They're getting multiple reports from all major institutions under lockdown and not operational.
And this is obviously for us to do something to intervene, for us to speak up, because if this was just about like, oh, we're striking and it's them who do the upkeep of the prisons anyway, I would guess they don't give a fuck about what circumstances you guys have to live through because they don't give a fuck about prisoners to begin with. But this must be the strike was organized and put together so that we could hear about it on the outside.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing do something.
So Alabama is one of the 5 states which forces prisoners to work under threat of punishment or no pay, and one of 7 states which does not pay prisoners at all for the vast majority of work assignments. These material conditions have led many to draw the comparison to chattel slavery, especially as most incarcerated in Alabama prisoners are black.
Brett Favre, like, this would never happen on my watch. Get these niggas working.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, it's fucked up. Is ever like I just don't know. Like, what do we actually do in a situation like this? Like, are we doing enough by being on this podcast and talking about it and bringing awareness to it? But in the same breath, it's like what is there for us to do? Like, why? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Like, what is their ask?
Yeah, what is the actual ask in the protest? It's like they just want better conditions of living because they said they have some casualties.
They want better living conditions. They want, they're attacking the legal structure of mass incarceration itself, not just the labor conditions. So they want to repeal the habitual offender law immediately.
These niggas gotta get all 50 states on board then. These niggas can't just be in Alabama being like, we gonna protest in Alabama. These niggas gotta make them calls, get them the motherfucking phones and let niggas know, hey, we should have all the prisons on board then. Because, mass incarceration is a problem. But I think that it also has to be on one accord with people on the outside as well. Usually they are dealing with a couple of...
They're dealing with a couple of organizations, but also the Department of Justice has filed a lawsuit against the state of Alabama due to the conditions in men's prisons. That thing that was going on around social media of the man that one picture and then 3 months later, he's also in an Alabama state
You saw him, right? The black dude who, like,
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm forgetting his name right now too. I forget his name, but I don't know the full on story. I'd be lying, but the story, the picture itself is just a fucking drastic change from, I think, in between 1 to 3 months. His health, he went from being a regular ass, whatever, 175.
DeMarcus Vaughn.
Yeah, to like now what he weigh like, he looked like he weighed like 80
really
pounds.
sick.
So
Yeah.
this was him like 3 months ago, I guess, and this is him just recently, like looking extremely malnourished and obviously sick. He had gone through a surgery, I believe, and then this is just the result of just not being.
Well, no, I think it was the first time he went through a surgery and he claimed that something went wrong.
Something went wrong,
and then they told him he needed something done. Some medical something done to him, and he was like, "No, y'all fucked me up the first time," and refused. And that's what their argument has been.
That's what the prison is.
The prison
saying.
has argued, no, he refused actual attention. But that don't look like. I mean, you would say, I don't know. And in the report, it should say he constantly refused attention. Like for me, it's like if you say he refused attention one time, he shouldn't look like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let us know that, he is constant. But there's nothing that's been documented that said that. And it looks insane.
Yeah.
It looks like,
Well, I'm just really glad they took the steps to at least, let us know what's going on. The strike definitely helped because I actually had no idea how bad it was in Alabama specifically.
It's really bad.
So, I guess
I
they're
think
doing something.
for the DOJ to be suing them, that's crazy. Like it's horrendous. I think that's the only state they're suing at the point for the conditions of the men's prison.
I mean,
when do you think the last time we sat down and talked about how to do prisons was? Feels like everything's super archaic. Like I can't think of when prison law really changed. It feels like it's a good time for us to talk about what's working and what isn't working. And it feels like the entire thing in Alabama is super. I mean, I could see it being him refusing treatment one time and then being like, well, you refused treatment. That's what you did. You refused treatment. It's like there's this abusive behavior that could be going on behind that. And I don't know how that's even fixable because it's like an entire culture. Is it an investigation?
I talked to one of my boys recently who be he doing business in a whole bunch of different fields, and he was just talking about the prison systems. And I know for me, at least, as someone who doesn't know, ignorantly speaking, when I think about the prison systems, I think about them being a super profitable business, right? I always think, hear people say, with prisons, it makes so much money. With per prisoner, it's this much the actual state's making per head. You're like, oh, word, so it's a profitable business. And he was like, no, actually, if we really broke down the books, most prisons are in the red and they're not a profitable business. They lose money each year. And I was like, I think that was explained to people because that's what makes change, obviously, within any of these industries, is these white dudes being like, my money is affected. If you can convince them, hey, there is actually a way to profit more in a better way, because the problem with it, all of it is, like you said, it's archaic. And on top of that, it's I'm a little high. It's obviously just a fucking setup for us. So there's just no. It's not meant for people to actually ever succeed. I think we talked about this. I think last week or the week before. So many other countries actually have it where their prison systems are something to be properly rehabilitated, to be put back within society. And it's kind of built for you not to ever be put back within society. It's, if anything, built for you to go back and for them to cash back in on your head all over again. Because it just, I don't know. Whenever I look at it, I'm just like, I think about people within it, and I'm like, it's a lose-lose for you. When you come out of this, there is no job for you. There is no place for you. So then the only thing you can do is to probably do crime again to try to get to a place of comfort and living. And then, of course, the other side says, look at them, can't stop doing crime. It's like, nigga, you're not leaving me a choice.
Yeah, it's an endless cycle, to be completely honest.
Which is a good business plan, an endless cycle.
It is.
You know? It's like Apple. If it breaks again, then you make more money.
Well, I'm glad they're making some noise, you know?
Yeah. I feel like that Brett Favre thing weirdly kind of opened my mind to someone who got prisoners wanted them to go build a stadium. Like, it really makes you wonder how much of that is going on.
Exactly.
With these side deals where they go, I get you labor for free. I just need $1.2 million, not $3.4 million that the other people who want to pay their people are. Then what happens to that $1.2 million if it's not going back into the prison? Like, that person's probably keeping it, that at that point is exactly slave labor. So I want to know what's happening
It's always
in
been
the
slave
inner
labor.
working.
Exactly.
I mean, prisoners working to run the prison makes sense to me, but prisoners working to build a volleyball court that they don't get paid at all to do,
But prisoners-
that costed money to make, who makes that money?
I mean, since the very end of slavery, this is how they ran it. Prisoners are still slaves. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucked up. We should revisit it, obviously, but we should revisit every fucking institution within this country. And I just,
I got sad
obviously.
for a second. I was like, oh man, is this just all signs of America falling? But I didn't want to have one of those episodes where I just get sad about the future of the country.
What you got, Alana?
Next article.
Yeah.
Horny woman denies forcing man into sex in court. I'm too lazy to go on top.
Okay, let me hear this one.
That's
more
the
time.
type of show I want to have.
Horny woman denies forcing man into sex in court. I'm too lazy to go on top.
Wait, before we start this, we're gonna play spades right here. Anybody want to go with a blind team and defend one of the other sides? Who do you want to defend?
Ooh, it's tough because one of them is a rapist, it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know. I got my hands up on this one.
but also hashtag believe women. Isn't that the rapist is the woman, right?
Yeah. You want me to just be a feminist rape defender? I'll try it, but...
A woman charged with forcing a man into having sex has been found not guilty after she told a jury that she was too lazy to overtake him.
So she won the case already.
Brooke, 30, was accused of pinning down the man at her home in Southampton, England, after they met on an online dating site. According to the victim, Brooke was very drunk and horny when she suggested they have sex and refused to take no for an answer. They told jurors at Southampton Crown Court after some drinks they went up to bed where what he wanted to do was go to sleep. Miss Brooke wanted to have sex and was pulling his arm, eventually pulling him onto his back. She pulled him towards her and said, well, you may be saying no, but your dick is saying yes. She climbed on top of him and pulled his boxer shorts down. Brian claimed that Brooke, who weighed 336 pounds at the time of the alleged incident, was quite a lot bigger and stronger than the man. He couldn't move her, the prosecutor claimed. He wanted it to stop. The purported act allegedly lasted for 15 minutes before it came to an end, and she just turned over and went to sleep. The man subsequently reported the alleged incident to police and admitted that he had an erection, but he didn't want to have one.
No, you did.
If I'm the one defending the rapist, then I would say, then why did he have a boner?
Yeah.
And why did he want to spend the night?
Yeah.
Right.
But I think in this day and age, I don't think that's okay to say, right? Why did she?
No.
If you turn it around, it's never gonna work out.
No, for me, this is just like I don't know. I was like, I don't know, man. If your dick hard, that is crazy, fam. Maybe she got something to go here. But when you brought weight into the whole situation, and it was 336 pounds, you say?
Yes.
How much does he weigh?
It doesn't
Not
say
enough.
how much
Whatever it
she
was.
weighs.
When that young woman decided she was moving that nigga, it becomes a whole different argument for me.
So her whole claim was that it couldn't have been possible because she was too lazy and she's not comfortable with her body to be on top.
That doesn't
and
hold up.
That was the what
It
got
doesn't
her
hold up.
not guilty.
Okay. So what she's saying is I
She
wasn't
won.
even on top.
She said it could, the way that his story, because all you have to do is give reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
So she's saying that there's no way that I would have been on top because I'm not comfortable with my body and I wouldn't have been able to be on top for 15 minutes.
Her exact quote was, I went on top, nigga, look at me. And they said, okay.
That's what the British woman said.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, she must have looked at them and been like, y'all believe all 336 pounds of me was on top? And they was like, it's enough for us. We don't need to deliberate at
She
all.
basically said it was too much of a workout for me to be able to pull
For her to be
that
doing
off.
Right.
And it does make, I mean, if
That
they
makes sense
were-
in court.
I guess it really just depends how much. I think overall, what really would decide it for me is how much did they drink. If I found out that they finished like a fifth, then and he still had a boner, and she would not have enough energy to go on top. Because
But she's bigger though, too. You know how you go out with your homie that's 6'5" and he
Oh,
like
that's a
3
good
something.
point.
And he drink a little bit. You be like, "Are you eating face?" He's like, "No, nigga, I'm 6'7". It don't fucking matter to me. You be like, "She 336, fam." She might be like, "Nigga, this whiskey ain't shit."
She said she didn't quite remember the whole night, but she also said
But I
her version
remember-
of events was that they went back and they only merely kissed in his bedroom.
Oh no, she on bullshit.
And she said that
She got real
while
predator
they were
talk.
kissing, she couldn't have ever even thought about having sex with him because she can't multitask.
That's a very specific detail
It's
that
very specific.
that I like as a lawyer. I'm like, that's too fucking real to not be true. That's
I can't
way too
multitask.
specific.
I don't have the energy. I'm just. It sounds
It
like
only
she's
took the
bullshitting.
jury
Nah, she sound like a
It
predator.
sounds like
fam.
she's bullshitting.
She's not a predator
it only
for sure.
took the jury an hour to find Brooke not guilty of the charges.
Damn.
Hour?
An hour.
Man,
She had a great lawyer. That's what happened.
She does.
I feel like this was a good, I feel like the lawyers' talk should have been a little bit like this. It felt like we were the lawyers. And I think I would have decided the other way, but am I wrong to say that it all came down, I'm sure, to the jury with he did have a boner? Which is so wrong in so many ways.
I think it was a whole bunch of jurors who don't know science, who was acting like they knew science, was 336 pounds for 15 minutes? Impossible. And that was what they came down with. I think it was weight. I think weight was legitimately I think she legitimately preyed on that. She was like, y'all think I'm too insecure with this. And then she literally used that against him. She was like, oh, I'm too insecure in my body to even be on top.
But you're saying you believe her story?
I don't believe her at all. I think she's a fucking predator.
Yeah.
I think she legitimately does remember the night. I think she got on top of him. I think she definitely took whatever she took or whatever, or tried to. And I think she's lying with that. All I remember is us kissing. But us kissing, but then you say you can remember being on top or whatever the fuck it was.
Right, I didn't have
I
the
think
energy
for
to
a
be on
man
top.
to file charges and claim that he's been not only just sexually assaulted but raped probably takes so much courage and
Exactly.
and everything.
Yeah,
I don't think men are just coming around lying about that in such a public setting. So I definitely believe him.
Nah, it's too dark. I'll keep it moving. I'll keep it moving.
You don't think we're killing it with this comedy podcast about a rape case? It's really walking the line. But I feel like we did a good job.
Yeah, I feel like we're all right. Let's get out while we can.
Great. Sounds good, guys.
Leo just sat back.
over here
I don't know if I want to play with this fire.
The Try Guys cut ties with Ned Fulmer after Redditors uncovered cheating scandal. The Try Guys built a following of millions by pulling stunts on YouTube. Now a founding member is out of the group after cheating on his wife. The Try Guys built a loyal following by pulling stunts on the internet like baking pies without knowing what they were doing or using devices that stimulate the pain of going into labor. But over the last few days, fan pages have been buzzing with rumors that one of the guys was also trying infidelity. Fans on the Try Guys subreddit began to notice that Ned Fulmer, one of 4 members of the YouTube group, was missing from recent videos and other content. Speculation swirled and fans exchanged theories of what was happening, including that Fulmer was being hastily edited out of content. The rumors hit a boiling point and spilled onto other social platforms when one user shared screenshots allegedly showing Fulmer kissing and dancing with someone who isn't his wife at a nightclub in New York. The person in the photos was said to be Try Guys producer Alex Herring, who also appears in a video series called Food Babies. Today, the Try Guys announced that after a thorough internal review, they didn't see a way to keep working with Fulmer and that the group was parting ways with him. Fulmer followed up shortly after with his own baffling statement in which he says family should have been his priority, but he lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. He goes on to apologize to fans, his wife Ariel, and the other guys that tried things with him.
That sounded crazy at the end. That was a crazy way to end that article. And all the guys who tried stuff with me, like, how many more niggas was it?
Wow.
Yeah, what you want to say?
Well, I mean, I guess full disclosure is that I started at BuzzFeed, I think a couple weeks before Zach, the first one of the Try Guys, and then the other 3 joined like 3 weeks later. So I came up with these guys. We made a bunch of internet stuff. We started with like 800,000 subscribers. We leave when there's like 1 billion views a week.
Wow.
And then they created their own group. And I mean, I think that these 3 will bounce back. I think these 3 are incredibly talented people. But the thing that hit me this week a little bit that I didn't like was this article that was written by BuzzFeed about it. And they were a little bit like, well, this is what happens when you focus on parasocial relationships. Like all Ned talked about was his wife, right? He was like, and that's what I think that some people don't understand when I talk to people about this. They're like he cheated on his wife. Like that feels like his personal business. A, it was with an employee. There was some power and difference. But like B, his personality on the channel, his character is like the wife guy.
You know my quote I got on this podcast. I say the 3 jobs.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
You can never cheat on somebody. I think it might be 3, maybe even 4. 3 jobs for sure. As a politician, can't do it. You can't cheat if you're a pastor. You can't do it. And if you a YouTuber with a wife, because y'all got content to do, nigga, can't fuck that up. And here we are.
Wow.
And it was at the company, and it just, I mean, I'm definitely, I'm good friends with Zach and Keith and Eugene. I super respect as an artist. I don't know Ned's personal life as well, but I'm also like, man, like in every way, like you're the wife guy. You can't do this with somebody at work. Like, it was a compounded bad decision in a lot of different ways.
If he wasn't the wife guy, does he survive? Like, you think if he like,
if
I'm not the wife guy, if I'm the guy that just like, yeah, people know I got a wife, but I don't be talking about her and stuff on this, whatever this is, trying and stuff. I don't bring up my wife. Yeah, I think it's because his whole brand is...
It's that plus the power dynamic of the workplace, plus it being in public and all that. It's just... Overall, this article from BuzzFeed was like, well, this is what happens when you create a parasocial relationship, when like you make people into the wife guy, and then when he inevitably isn't that anymore, you feel so betrayed that everybody piles on so hard. And part of me was like, I agree with that, BuzzFeed, but you did this. Like, I couldn't help.
They didn't make him get married though.
They value the idea of like making yourself the content. And when I worked there, I wanted to do a lot of scripted stuff. I wanted to do a lot of comedy. That's what I was focused on. And they were like, do girlfriend videos with your girlfriend. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to make scripted shit. Or they were like, make these like real life video. Me and my best friend at the time made like a real life video. Did really well. But I was like, I don't feel like this is a good idea overall if you want to be a creator. I've seen another creator who's an amazing actor and writer. BuzzFeed wanted them to turn into more of a social figure and a host. And I feel like that desire to like let everybody in the world in on your life, especially when you kind of like script it and try to be the character they want you to be, it's like never gonna work out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think it is a world in which it works out? Like, I mean, I seen we
It's
were
all-
talking about HGTV earlier. Some years back, there was this couple on there who I think is it like
It's flip or flop.
Flip or Flop.
Yeah.
They had a crazy breakup
Yeah,
in
they
front of
continue
all
to
of
work.
us,
Yeah.
and they
He dates the
continue.
girl off Selling Sunset now.
He
really?
dates the girl
Yeah.
off.
Oh, wow.
Look at us,
They're
full
married.
circle.
Come on, man.
Full circle. He dates the girl, and they still work together. They still do the show together now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're definitely not
It
married
was
anymore.
Tariq and Christina.
Yep, that's them for sure.
And so like, but we accepted about reality TV kind of. It's interesting that like, I don't know. I guess it's also just the idea of being inauthentic, of like somebody
saying-
presenting themselves as one thing and then becoming a one thing. But if two people break up, two people break up.
Yeah,
you
so I'm
know?
saying, like, is it not a world in which they could have just stepped forward and been like, we fucking hate each other? It's been hard for us to tell y'all that because y'all been fucking all invested in our love, but
We
this
didn't wanna
bitch is
let you
annoying.
down.
And they're like, oh, so we gonna get a divorce in front of y'all now, or we gonna fucking break up and see other people now. But like, yeah, I guess because their whole brand was we're perfect.
Exactly.
I think the problem with people in general, again, nothing against Try Guys or Ned. I don't know Ned, so I'm just speaking as a person. This is Chris's friend, so I ain't taking nobody down. But I'm more saying, like, I think the problem with people in general is talent and personalities and figures is they try to be these perfect entities that just don't exist. It's just not real. And I think people more times than now they can see, okay, that ain't real, that's not authentic. But for so long we've been told that's what a celebrity is, or that's what this person is, and it's like, nah, a celebrity's just a person with probably talent or some shit that allowed them to get there. So it's like with Ned, I'm not saying he is right or that but I'm saying when you try to uphold a perfect lifestyle and you try to project one, it's when it all comes crumbling down.
I think a
Always.
cooler angle would have been for them to be like,
Open,
yes,
huh?
it happened, and now watch our journey as we try to like
Therapy,
the road
work
to
through it, yeah.
repair.
The Try Guys try
Because
therapy.
because I do think that
Marriage
like
counseling.
And honestly, if it didn't have, if there wasn't an entire power dynamic and work dynamic, like they might do that, or they might.
but
try
I
to
think
do
that
that.
work relationships happen all the
That'd
time.
be the biggest content the Try
That would
Guys
be
had in the last 4
huge,
years.
because
Phil.
that is something
If
that
they-
people deal with all the work relationships happen. Unfortunately, they happen in probably every single workplace. So I'm like,
Oh, you messy. You sound like a 3-way therapy.
I'm
with
not
all-
saying like make it
I
work,
like it.
but
I'm
I'm
with it. I'll
saying
produce it.
the road to like rehabilitation or like whatever it is of being like, we're trying to fix our like, what is it? Fix our wrongs or whatever, but right our wrongs. But I think that just being real about the situation and just being like, hey, like we know this happens to everybody, like follow us on our new journey of
I
trying
mean,
to
I
figure
guess
this shit
that's
out.
definitely a decision that they came up against,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know that for sure, but I respect the decision to go to like be like, this feels inauthentic to like who we are, because they're very like non-toxic dudes, and so to find out that all this shit happened at their company, and they're like, let's make a show out of it. That to me would feel weird and would feel like
I
the
don't watch
worst
the Try
part
Guys.
of
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
the
so
worst part of
I'm
us
pitching them a
being
show.
watched.
I don't watch
Definitely
it.
in the dark too. So,
I'm sorry. We're like, I know the perfect show for you. Like, have you
definitely-
seen my content? Absolutely not.
Hey,
But trust me,
way to go.
this is perfect.
Well, it was interesting that I feel like I said, the just pure magnitude at which it blew up this week was so like kind of mind blowing, and I wonder if in a sense it was just the haha perfect guy's not perfect. Like I wonder if that fueled the news.
that's
cycle.
exactly what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah, I can't
So-
speak on Try Guys because I've cheated. I've tried cheating before, so I can't say
Tried cheating.
that Ned is like this demon or this dude. I get how he's ruined his brand, but for me, I've cheated before, so like I think Ned is wrong. I think Ned is probably a good creator and he can bounce back in some capacity. There's a whole look, Ned. If you're watching this, there's a whole
I feel like
big
Steelo
market.
and Ned are gonna have a production coming.
No,
by
but
the
there's
end
a
of
whole
this
big
episode.
market of cheating ass niggas, Ned. You need to just focus on them and get them to trust that you are the number one content
Tap
creator,
in with the
Ned.
Clintons. It'll be fine.
I definitely think they made the right decision. I think creatively, I think not only with his whole thing, but also creatively, they made the right decision.
We have one more that has the music industry. It's fun or not fun, but it's interesting. The white music exec involved with AI
The AI
rapper.
one.
Yeah,
Oh,
you remember the AI rapper that was
yeah.
out? Apparently, one of the
I've been telling people this was gonna be a thing for so long, and everybody thinks I'm tripping.
Why you didn't make you little gorillas?
Because I'll be completely honest, I feel like I have a whole perspective on it. But like AI right now, like there were these two lawyers who just created artificial intelligence that's now created every melody known to man.
I saw this.
Right?
Mike Karen posted
and
it.
made that public domain. There's now apps right now that you can plug in your genre specific idea.
Well, they didn't actually do it. It's the algorithm, right?
It's an algorithm.
but
That's
like-
what I'm saying. So like right now we have machines making music at the same level as human beings or pretty close to it.
Yeah.
And I knew for a fact that, you know, it was just a matter of time before like artificial intelligence kind of started making artists that we could like, you know, really lock into.
But this artist wasn't. It was an AI looking
It's
artist,
not-
but it was
it's-
still
it's
written
not
by
that.
somebody
It was still
else,
written
right?
by human beings.
It was a
But I'm
black
saying
dude, right?
we're on our way into that
Yeah.
trajectory. But I think
that's scary.
it's super scary.
It's super scary to be like, yo, because I might sound real black and old school right here if I would say this, but like it's gonna still probably lack some soul or some actual feel within it that there's a connectivity between human beings,
Right.
that we just have from whether it be feeling and I know it will try to duplicate. I know it will get
Right.
fucking close,
Pretty close,
but. You know, it's scary to think that there could come a time when they like, we don't need, no, it's not that scary to be like, we don't need no more rappers. But it is scary to be like, hey, we don't need niggas to do music at all no more. We actually, the machines can do it for us. And they'll tell us what the new records are. They'll tell us what the fucking radio sounds like in the future. That's fucking scary.
Yeah,
That's
it's
trash.
kinda-
And
it's
who
kinda
wins
nuts.
from that? Just a nigga with the
mean,
algorithm?
Do you think
Exactly.
that's gonna
The
happen?
guy
Just the
with the
one nigga
algorithm.
with the algorithm?
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
I've literally been on the road to trying to figure this out for the past 2 years. I have my own app where I'm going to be able to kind of mine.
I'm fucking with it
like,
already.
You know, like creativity essentially. But I want to give percentages back to the creatives so that by the time the algorithm's created for artificial intelligence in the next 10 to 12 years, they can get a piece of the creativity that they were a part of, the genre that they influenced at that time, you know? And I think
So just a
That's
piece,
really smart.
a
Yeah.
piece in general, just like almost a token, somewhat of a, it's not. Is it given to everybody?
I mean, it's really more so about the pioneers within the genres,
Got
you know,
it.
specifically.
Sounds
but
dope.
I think like, you know, knowing where science is going and how everything's kind of connecting, I don't know. It just seems like it you know, there's always been this whole race between humanity and you know, new technological advancements.
Yeah.
And right now, I don't think a lot of musicians understand that like, things are becoming extremely, you know,
Well,
Yeah,
a lot
just
of
leveled.
a lot of songwriters, a lot of television shows, a lot of YouTubers, they are incredibly formulaic.
exactly.
So
it's a formula.
like they wish they had AI to just be like, write me a song.
I mean, it's there.
So,
Just a lot of people don't know about it yet.
Have you
but,
used
yeah.
the Dolly, the one where you can just type in Dolly AI? You can just type in any fucking thing you want. A rat riding a skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
through
I've heard about
through
this. Yeah,
17th
yeah.
century Italy.
But it's not just for musicians; it's for graphic
It
designers.
doesn't, look perfect yet, but that shit's close. It gets fucking close.
I mean, we're at the beginning.
Yeah,
We're at the
And
beginning of
I
something.
never
Yeah.
heard that about every melody.
I just saw it
there
like
That's
today or
becoming
yesterday.
I mean, it's like a 2-year-old article, and
really?
you know,
You and your shit.
let's be real. You know, it's public domain, but
Yeah.
I still feel like, you know, it's going to take a while for the industry and for the laws to catch up, for people to really be able to rule out copyright infringement. Because I mean, still to this day, you have people saying, "All right, that sounds like my song, but it's tough. I mean, we got 12 notes. How are we gonna, you know, make something completely like original each and every time?" So. Yeah, it's just an interesting situation, but I think knowing that I have friends to this day, like right now, you know, working with AI to make some of their music, you know, who are very like, you know, smart and, you know, into it. I think it's only going to be a matter of time before they make that accessible to the public.
Do you think they will make porn music? Because we talk about a lot of sex robots on this show.
Yeah,
And the fact that sex robots are coming they're coming full steam ahead.
absolutely.
They are not far from us just getting rid of wives. If we're going to get rid of musicians, wives are next. I can promise that much.
Wives are
I don't
probably
know.
first.
You're
I
right.
don't know. I just think procreation is a thing. You know what I'm saying? So like, That's probably the only
music.
Yeah.
They will figure it out.
All right, they gonna figure that out.
Download
soon.
your baby.
AI, yeah,
I'm
download your
my baby tonight, nigga. I gotta stay home. Shit. A couple more hours on this little nigga.
I could also see
The internet's slow. Shit.
a couple being like, "Oh, we have a newborn. Oh no, our newborn's a robot. We can just turn it off whenever we want. Oh, you have a real
Lit.
baby? That's pretty annoying.
Lit, nigga.
We have the same
FedEx.
exact experience as you, but we can turn it off when we go on vacation."
And FedEx just dropped a new nigga off on his birthday every year. It's a new box. You like, hey, it's a bigger version of last year, nigga. That'd be amazing. Your
It's
baby
like
just
the-
get bigger each year. Yeah, like Nathan for you. I mean, like
Yeah.
Nathan failed at the rehearsal and shit. Yeah.
So I went to the Apple store recently, and they were like, we can help you in an hour and a half." And I attended a GarageBand for iPad class just because I had nothing to do.
Why not?
I like that.
Yeah, get in.
And I was so surprised at like how many they have. So many loops. They have thousands of loops, and I could create my own, and I could create a whole entire song like in a second. I've gone home since, and I've created it, but I feel fake.
You are.
I
We want you
have
to know
a
right here,
decent
you-
understanding of music, but this doesn't feel fair at all.
You are fake. Let me start with that. Secondly, this is the industry now.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is.
Yes.
So
Splice-
I could
Splice
be
is
the
that
next
on
good
a
DJ if
mass
I'm
scale.
the best algorithm.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
What? Yeah.
if I
Niggas is
like
lit.
it the best, but I don't even know how the fuck to play a piano,
It's about taste.
it's just you're just kind of a curator now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
You're literally a curator. But I mean, if you really think about it, Quincy Jones wasn't playing all of the piano parts or
Quincy Jones, I feel
all
like
the
is a
string arrangements.
composer.
He's
Yeah.
a composer, so it was about his taste in that moment, what he wanted to put together, how it needed to sound, And I think that rule of production still, is used to this day, but it's just in a whole different format.
So you cool with niggas who just like got the illest loops? Who's just like, yo,
I feel like you gotta pay
I just be
dues.
pulling shit,
I feel
fam.
like you gotta pay dues. I mean, it's cool if you got the greatest loops, but then if you only use loops, then you better be a great drum programmer.
Yeah.
Because if you're just like, I don't know, playing Tetris with music,
yeah.
I don't know. It just to me doesn't.
That's
seem
what I
as
was
like-
kind of wondering. I was like,
Seem as-
is this how they make
No,
music?
But
Nobody-
if they figure it out and they're putting great records together and they're, playing Tetris with the loops and then saying, okay, I'm going to get this artist together and make sure that the song sounds a certain way.
Without
and
saying a
coach
name.
through it,
without saying a name, without saying any names. You ain't gotta say nothing. You can just answer the question. Have you been in the studio and seen a nigga just playing Tetris and been like,
Absolutely.
and been like, but a nigga that you was like, this nigga's popping though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to
How
hear.
often do you see
wanted to
somebody
hear it.
playing Tetris versus how often do you see some sort of like Prince style recorder who's like, oh, okay, let me lay down a guitar. Let me lay down.
That's
Like,
first
how
off, they
often
took-
does that happen?
I mean, they
That's
took
what he
music
be
out of
on.
the schools.
Oh, you're
man.
that guy?
Yeah,
I
he's
bet
that
you're
nigga.
that
Oh,
guy.
I didn't know
They
about
took-
I'm not
explain that
surprised
earlier.
you're that
He's
guy.
that guy
Oh,
for
man,
sure.
They took music
I love
out of the
that. I
school.
like
So
those
I don't blame
people.
anybody for like not being a virtuoso who can play different things and put things together. But I think it is important to understand, the art of making music. And that in itself, comes with having a great understanding of sound, format, really having the intellectual capabilities to be in the room outside of just knowing a couple people
Yeah.
or just being the richest person there. I think that's where a lot of my respect is held. People who have good taste, because I mean, I think sometimes you can be a snob as a musician and say, well, if you're not playing every part or if you're not doing all of the drum programming, you're not a real producer. But
Yeah.
that doesn't really seem fair to me, knowing the history of music.
See, as somebody that's like so respectful of the craft, that like I really like appreciate it, respect it. When niggas will tell me like, you should link up with, you should do a session with this person, and it's somebody that like I'm just like that nigga, like a nigga like you, a nigga like Terrence Martin, he's like, you should get. I'm like, niggas, I respect y'all so much from the musicality standpoint that it's like, what I mean? Like it's like I'm looking at that nigga, like that nigga is like really out here doing it. So when
Well,
I
art is art,
hear
man.
about,
Art is
but
art.
when I
You
hear
just wanna
about you
vibe.
saying like, oh, the nigga can play Tetris and flip it, I'm like, yeah, but I would feel some kind of way if I really fucking played
Right.
shit. If I really was like, nigga, I know the little 10,000 hours I'm putting in right now just to rap.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it takes
And
a lot
that's
of work.
rap, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's still me being very realistic about what rap is.
Right.
Like, it could be drum patterns. It could be you doing all that shit with your voice and everything.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, it's like, it's not a nigga really out here on the guitar playing chords and doing it. It's like, so when I know that niggas are really have done that on that level, it's just a respect that you have to have.
Right.
And be like, oh, that he's put in his 10,000 hours plus more, plus whatever the fuck on top of that, since you may have been, you know, a little. I had niggas used to ask me after Mike had did Creed, hey, you think Mike could beat up name a real champion?
Oh, really?
And I'd be like, whoa, that means Mike killed that shit. He killed himself
Exactly,
much as an
yeah.
actor that these niggas think he could beat up a real champion. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But also, like, that person's probably been boxing since they was 7. There's a respect you have to have
Exactly.
for the sport,
art,
for the
yeah.
art, or whatever you're doing. So yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
nigga,
why I feel
process
like,
shit.
yeah, like the whole influencer boxing moment that's happening right now is
Yeah.
kind of interesting where they're actually calling out like
Yeah.
legendary boxers and shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does seem like they have a good respect for the actual art form of boxing.
They have to.
And it's a very similar thing to how I look at a lot of the producers who have maybe just come along and have like a good understanding. They like put the time in, but maybe weren't doing it since they were like a kid or,
Yeah.
you know, they can still step in the ring. And
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. You know, I'm cool with just rocking with them.
Yeah, I guess the whole idea of influencer boxing, though, like in a sense, I like that. That probably shows a lot of confidence in yourself as a musician to not feel like you have to fucking worry about that. But I feel like if I worked in music, it would be like this guy could come in and use the algorithm and have a personality or have the business sense, like. Back in the day, maybe a executive producer or something would find the right musicians. Those people would find studio musicians who put in their 10,000 hours just on the guitar. And this guy put his 10,000 hours in on,
Exactly.
how drums.
Yeah.
But this guy put his 10,000 hours in on composition. And then this guy did on marketing. And what if it's just the marketing guy who has good taste, who can use the algorithm to do everything else?
Well, for me, I don't ever like. I mean, I may have a problem with it sometimes, but I don't normally have a problem with it because it's normally the person being like, they're not saying fuck the art or fuck the craft.
No.
They're saying fuck the industry normally. Whether it be a person like a influencer boxer, it's like the Jake Pauls of the world. You know, he's actually boxing a whole.
He definitely, in this analogy, he would give a fuck about music.
He's trying to be a boxer.
I've
for
actually
real.
been in a session with Jake Paul, and I mean, this guy was going hard making beats too.
Oh, word?
And the way that he was making his tracks, like I have respect for it because
Oh, word.
I could see that he actually like looking at the session, seeing the amount of like meticulous energy.
But
he
then
put
you
into
heard
it.
him rapping, you was like, nigga, go.
I didn't hear any rapping in that session. I can
fucking
say
with
that. I can say that that track
is this
was really
more like
solid.
You scared
though.
this white dude gonna knock you out, or is this more like the track was not? Fuck with you.
The track was cool, man. The track was cool.
No, I've heard J. Paul rap before, and I've been like, yo, that's crazy. But I also been like, yo, I also think you're a
I
great
don't-
boxer now. All of a sudden, this man has put in his work, and I'm like, yo, I can respect the fact that you respect boxing enough to put in your work, but you like, fuck the industry. I can market this my own way. I can do this. I can sell these tickets. And for those things, I don't have a problem with the people, right? I don't have a problem with the person that's like, hey, I'm not saying fuck the art of what it takes to do music. I'm saying that the industry is fucked up anyway, in this
Right.
way. So if it's a way to just undercut the industry, then I'm cool with that. But if it's a way that you like, oh, fuck the art, and I'm just trying to cheat to get there, that's always trash.
Yeah,
That's always trash.
yeah.
So at the end of the day, these algorithmic geniuses, I mean, it could create a whole new art that, like, it's really like when we got electronic music. It just kind of creates a whole new art. By
just a whole new
electronic
thing.
music,
Yeah.
musicians are artists.
Yeah.
And we think the algorithm musicians won't be, but they'll figure out a whole new way to be working at this level.
Exactly.
Interesting.
But I mean, even from the genesis of hip hop, a lot of these guys weren't able to play a lot of instruments themselves, but they would find a 16-bar loop, from a Cameo record or from a James Brown record that worked, and they were able to loop that and mix that in with the old jazz record and rap over it, and it became this new thing.
Yeah.
There's so many rules that can be broken in order to make something that's groundbreaking, and I don't know. I'm just always I try not to let myself get old by like feeling like there's only one way to do this, kids. You know, what I mean, I'm about to be 30 soon. You know, so I feel like I'm getting close to that. You know, area of being able to be detached from what's new, and I think it's really important for me to still just be open minded to all different ways of creating music. Because there's no right answer.
I love that.
The great chip draft.
Yeah, should we do draft?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's draft it.
2022.
2000.
Welcome to our new segment we've been doing where we draft things.
Yeah.
We are going to make a team of 5, and the category today is chips.
Yeah. What we do last 2 weeks?
Last week we did bands, which we didn't prep for, and this week we said we will prep, and we did not prep.
Yeah.
So we're not prepped, but we're gonna do this off the top of our head, and we're gonna murder it.
All right, man.
So you have first pick.
So the barbecue Fritos are my favorite. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
If you haven't tried them,
I like
the little twisty
Fritos.
kind. The little twisty kind. Yeah,
Oh, you mean those ones?
Those are so specific for your
Those are the
first
honey.
pick.
Honey barbecue. That's the honey barbecue.
I'm gonna be real.
I'm a real chip guy. I know.
I feel like this is
honey barbecue.
If you know, man.
Those are good. Those are good.
amazing.
You're picking them off the bat.
Number
as your
one, though,
first.
is
You
your-
have the-
number
you
one.
can get
Number
anything
one.
before we get
Oh
them
no,
on
no,
the board.
I'm talking about number
Okay,
one.
this
Number
guy's a
one.
passion.
Yeah. I mean, I got passion for
Yeah.
that.
Frito, spicy Frito twirls.
I'm gonna go.
Nah, it's the honey
It's the honey
barbecue.
barbecue.
Spicy honey barbecue.
I'm gonna go easy work. You know what I'm saying? This for all my niggas back home. You know, it's also for some people back this way as well who be eating them. But it's universally ghetto, and I fuck with it. Flaming hot Cheetos. They probably hot flaming. No, niggas been in the hood say hot flamings, but they flaming hot Cheetos.
Huge.
That's a big number one. That's a number one pick.
No, that's huge. That's huge.
On the
That's
board.
huge. That's epic.
On the
Big
board.
number one on the board.
epic.
You picked this niche ass
Hey,
chip.
listen, it is
to
what
kick
it
it
is.
off. Look, I'll be real. I love
That's
that.
what it is.
She knows. I
I
love
don't know
that.
what to tell you, man, but it's
Also,
my favorite.
I love that chip.
I just don't know what to tell you.
I mean, if that's what sets you over the top, let us know. in the
Listen,
comments.
man. Listen, it is.
Okay, I'm gonna go. So we're going real specific. I'm finding out. We're not going like
no.
We're not going like
do
a
what
general.
You're white. If you want to go
I
with your
can't say
basic
sun
ass ladies,
chips, right? Sun chips.
you
is
can
too
definitely
general.
say sun chips.
Yeah,
I feel
sun
like I
chips are
gotta say
great.
sun
You can
chips,
definitely
salt,
say
vinegar.
no,
or some
nigga.
shit.
Go sun chips.
I can go that big. I'm not going sun chips.
Yeah, because who the fuck likes sun chips?
I'm going.
Who would just pick them as a top
No
five
way would I go sun chips off the bat.
That nigga said
I used
sun
it because I didn't want to give away any of my
I
thoughts.
was like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna go Doritos.
It's a great pick. Which
go
one?
Doritos.
Which one?
Okay, that was my
Which one?
question.
Now you gotta say.
I
I
got
gotta say flaming hot.
It sucks because I know the fan favorite, but I know my favorite.
Go for your favorite. Be a real one
I'm gonna
right
say
now.
Doritos Nacho Cheese. I know everybody loves Doritos Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch is
I
it,
know
man.
I get 2 in a row, so I'm gonna take it. Doritos Cool Ranch.
You gonna go both Doritos and
Both
kick off your top
Doritos.
five?
Both
That's a weak
Doritos.
top five already.
I'm just
Chris.
trying to
You've been
prevent
losing every week. As a
That's
dude
not
who's
true.
won 2 weeks in a row.
It is true. Go look at the comments. You have not won yet, friend.
Yeah, I didn't think about it, but now I'm pissed.
As your friend, I'm letting you know. I don't think that's a strong pick.
I mean, all
It
right.
ain't your pick.
Oh, I can't go again? What's
No,
going on?
it's him, me, then you now.
Oh,
and
I
then
see
you
what's going
again.
on.
Then you get
And
2.
then you get 2 in a row.
We're doing the
Say
waiver
less,
wire
say less,
this
say
week.
less.
No, what the fuck? Nah,
I want to do the waiver wire.
All right. Ooh. I'm gonna go with. It's gonna be weak. Niggas gonna be like, what? That's a weak ass pick. This gonna just cover my board real quick. I'm gonna go with Ruffles, plain Ruffles. Cause I'm trying to cover my 5 real quick.
Oh, wow.
In case I'm doing some work. So I'm gonna say
Solid choice.
a solid chip, just a chip, nigga. You know, it's up to you if you,
You gotta
use dip with it.
get all over the board. You know, you gotta.
I'm getting numbers on the board real quick, and I also know that myself, because I'm just a ghetto nigga, I eat Ruffles or Lay's. I'm gonna hit it with that motherfucking hot sauce on that bitch, and I'm gonna shake them up because I'm a real nigga. So those gonna be delicious to me. But go ahead, Leon, you got 2 in a row.
All right. I think we've definitely been neglecting cheese. I mean, I know you had like the Doritos, but I think I really want to lock into the white cheddar popcorn. I think that's very important.
Popcorn
Is
is,
that
a
a
chip?
I don't know if that's a chip, but I
I'm sorry,
like
I'm
that
thinking-
choice.
That's
I'm
a
not
good
gonna lie to you.
snack.
I'm thinking
I'm a
snack. All right, I'm
fan.
sorry. I'm
Good
sorry. I'm
snack.
sorry.
I'm a
I'm sorry.
fan.
All right, so then,
But
so
that
then I
shit's
can't do
delicious.
cheese doodles either.
We're doing.
Who?
I like the idea of doing snacks, but we're doing chips.
What is
Has to be
cheese
chip.
doodles? What
Cheese
is that?
puffs. The
Like
cheese
the
puffs
cheese
from
puffs?
The
Cheetos.
ones that you ate, the
Snacks
ones in the
is a good
container, nigga. You
category.
was rich. The ones that came in the container, you
Nah,
had
all right,
Crafties.
Pringles,
nigga.
Pringles.
Pringles is a
for
good
sure.
one.
For sure. We
It's a
left
strong
out
pick.
Pringles. We left
Is
out
it
Pringles.
regular flavor?
You know what? Because I already went with barbecue on the other one, we're gonna go regular. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a solid pick.
Yeah. Pringles for sure.
Damn.
Okay.
And
Your
you
next
get
pick.
another one.
You know what? This isn't even really my pick, but I'm running out of chips in my head right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna go for salt and vinegar.
Ooh, I like something.
I think salt and vinegar
Strong
from time
chip.
to time.
Okay.
Corner store.
Strong
Okay.
chip. I
would
like
make it
it.
happen.
We're talking like a Cape Cod or like
Nah, salt and vinegar Lay's. They got
Lay's.
Yeah.
salt and
Yeah,
vinegar
I
Lay's.
fuck with that.
Okay,
That-
Lay's have not made an appearance. This is the first appearance of
Well, they about to
Lay's
make
on
a
the
second
board.
fucking appearance right now.
Oh shit.
Because I'm gonna go with this is one of my personal favorites. I don't give a fuck if y'all like them or not.
Okay.
Kettle cooked jalapeno Lay's. They hit, nigga. And if you ain't had them, this is an ad for Lay's kettle cooked jalapeno chips. Go check them
Wow.
out. Go to your local Ralph's or Jewel
Sweet
also,
and spice.
or Dominic's or Kroger's or anywhere in between, and get you a bag of kettle
Publix.
cooked. Huh?
Just naming grocery
Publix.
stores.
What you got for us? Niggas did not like that. I feel like that was my waiver wire right there. Niggas
That's the one
not
you-
like that one. Niggas heard that pick that was like, all right, you can have it.
Wow.
We don't care.
Oh, I get two right now, right? Okay.
Yeah, what you got for us?
I'm gonna go barbecue Lay's.
I swear to God, I was going barbecue Lay's.
Wow.
And I bounced out because I actually like the jalapeno ones more.
Yeah,
So I told myself to be real. That's a
Yeah.
great pick,
You gotta
fam.
be
I'm
authentic,
gonna
man.
go wild and I'm gonna throw in Funyuns.
Nigga, you were trying to lose.
Really?
I-
I thought it was like balancing
hate-
myself out with a yellow pick.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
hate
nod.
Funyuns, but-
I got a nod.
I don't hate Funyuns, but I don't think it's enough real. It's like
I needed a.
And
I
that's
needed one
considered
over
a
here.
chip?
It was-
Funyuns are considered chips.
What was the band again?
Oh, you're saying Funyuns are a snack?
I feel like that might be a
That
snack
might
if
be
I
a
can't
snack.
do
You
it.
might be
Not
right.
a chip?
They're just onion crisp.
Judges?
What the fuck
Are
is it?
Funyuns a chip? Let me look.
I think it is chips. It is chips. It is chips.
They're considered a snack. It just
Oh,
keeps saying
okay.
snack.
I'm just saying,
That's
if we're getting
it.
specific
All
out
right,
here.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I think I have to go, and this is really mainly personal preference. Classic cheese Cheetos. Cheetos.
What the fuck are you?
I'll
for,
make it
nigga?
weird. I'll make it weird. Cheeto puffs.
Oh, you really are for, nigga. You get those to your
Cheeto puffs.
kids because you
Hey,
just
man.
want them to be quiet. That's a weak ass chip, fam.
Funyun was a snack.
It's a weak ass fucking chip. I'm gonna go very specific. I'm gonna go. I went Ruffles once, right? I'm gonna go back.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go Ruffles, cheddar, sour cream, and onions.
Oh, those are delicious.
Those are literally my some of my
Thank you,
favorite
guys.
chips,
Oh,
man.
that was
Thank
the
you, guys.
first time I've
No,
wanted
that was
to eat
great.
the chip when
Nah,
you said it.
That was great. That was great.
I was like, oh, I want that
No,
right
no,
now.
that's an amazing chip.
Like
man.
we're
You did
high
that.
too. That's a good ass chip right now, nigga. I'm like,
Absolutely, absolutely.
But
Fuck, I need a specific shit like that.
I mean, yeah.
what
So,
you got? This your last
I was
one?
saying, no, I think I got two more.
You got two
Yeah,
more.
he has
All
two in a row.
both back to back. Okay, cool.
So tortilla chips
Oh,
are really
shit.
important. You know,
Okay,
when you
which
get a little dip.
Which one you going
Great,
with?
great category.
I don't know. I think the Tostitos one, right?
Yeah, but you know which one's really
Tostitos,
hidden?
what?
The hint of lime.
Hint of lime.
Nigga, be a real nigga.
Okay. The hint of lime.
You wanna go with
All
the
right,
hint
hint
of
of lime.
lime.
I don't feel
Them
you. You're
bitches
right.
in-
You're right. You're
I
right.
think
You're right.
if
You're right.
you
You're right.
really,
You're
if
right.
you really
You're
want
right.
to like
Really
fucking
go
blow
there?
this up,
Yeah.
Totitos scoops with a hint of lime.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, you really
yeah.
are.
No,
Now
that's
you have the
definitely
scoops.
special.
I
But the
mean,
scoop,
I didn't mean to
don't
give
like
you
the
that.
scoops because niggas
All right, do
be
you
dirty.
will.
Their
To pick who
hands
you
be
will.
scooping
It's a
too
lot
much.
going on.
They
Yeah.
touch the dip. Chris is definitely a dip toucher. I know him.
Probably, yeah.
I know him.
I didn't know till just now, but
Yo, a
probably.
dip toucher. That's crazy.
I try to keep it clean. You know, just
Tortilla
Yeah.
chips is a great
That's a
choice.
great
Yeah, I
one.
mean, it's
You got
know,
one
something
more
I've
to
been
close
thinking
your
about.
five.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not have another chip that
Okay.
I love right now locked in. You might have to go next. You know.
Yeah.
Just to-
I mean,
I just need time.
And then we'll go back around.
Yeah.
You'll get.
I'm just
you'll
trying to
choose
think
last
of what
pick.
chip I even like.
Tortilla chips was like I'm all about trying to round out your categories.
That's what I've been trying to do.
Tortilla chips just like hit a new category that was like that's that shit.
That's special.
Like fine, like I'm all of mine are in the variety pack that you bring to soccer games
Exactly.
right
Yeah, your shit trash.
now. They're boring. I need
Bland,
something
boy.
unique.
Bland. Your shit Sam's Club, nigga. That's
Yeah, I
just-
need some like Trader Joe's shit right now.
You need some shit that niggas is like, whoa, that is a chip, huh?
I need
Yeah, exactly.
You need niggas at home to be like a wasabi
Yo,
pea, huh?
I actually, no. I think I just found my second pick.
Okay. All right. The floor is yours.
And this is an honorable mention. You know, this is something real special that I recently just discovered. I was at a studio, and they had something called rap snacks.
Oh, yeah. Which ones you be
What?
eating?
Those
So-
are
You
the
ate the Cardi B's? Which ones
Nah,
you be?
I was actually messing with. They had the little baby ones, which were
Okay.
like it was like hot. It was like hot chips, but it was really good.
Yeah.
They were like hot chips. It was pretty good. Hot sauce on like.
I fuck with rap snacks,
potato
actually.
chips,
They pretty good.
It's such a random specific.
Who owns that? Master P, right?
I have no idea.
I think Master P owned
I think
it.
he
or-
has a chip. He owns the whole
I thought
thing.
he owned it.
That's a smart
Nigga, who
idea.
else
That's
would
good
make rap
marketing.
chips? You
Yeah,
know
that's
it's Master
good
P.
marketing. Yeah.
It sounds like some Master P shit for
Yeah.
sure. I'm trying to think what my last chip is. It's my fifth one, right?
See, here's my waiver wire pitch,
Oh,
by the way,
God.
which I've been trying to get going for 3 weeks. No one's agreed with me.
Got you.
Is that now, after we get this round done, we get to use the internet, and then we get to replace one of our choices with something maybe we
I
researched.
already know
if
what I
we
would
want.
replace my shit with, honestly.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I feel like with this game. You always get to the end, you're like,
But I don't
why
know if
did
I
do
like that.
one?
They give you another new life, and I feel like your bag is trash right now. You got the soccer mom. I brought snacks back.
People
That shit
like
weak
to
as hell.
see hard choices.
Hey man.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm
all
trying
right.
to think of my last chip, but I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, did I already do 5? No, I did. Flamin' Hots, Ruffles, sour cream, cheddar and sour cream, and then I did Lay's jalapenos that nobody give a fuck
Yeah,
about.
so this is your time.
Yeah, this is it right here. This is the one. Damn. I don't want to be ghetto and choose some flaming hot flavor shit twice
But why not? because
because it's ghetto.
It's okay.
And it's that red dye killing the inside of me anyway, you know?
No, I got you.
It shouldn't be happening. But I'm gonna go Doritos spicy nacho. Doritos spicy nacho. That's my last choice.
Yeah. You know, I've been there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, solid. What you got for us, fam?
God damn it.
What you got, Lay's? Just regular Lay's?
No, that would just round out that bag.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to get something specific. I know something I like, and maybe I should just go with my own taste. I'm gonna go with the kettle chips Korean barbecue flavored. They're
Okay.
fucking delicious, and if you
man.
haven't
Okay.
had them, you should.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
I needed something specific.
Yeah, I like it. I'm not mad. That's very
love it.
specific. I'm not mad at you. I guess America, vote below. Call in and vote below. If
Let us know what
list
you think.
like more, you know?
Yeah.
The finals are, I have Doritos nacho cheese.
Yeah.
Doritos Cooler Ranch.
Yeah.
Barbecue Lay's.
Okay, you got a strong list. I like your list, bro.
Cheetos
Oh, okay.
traditional and kettle chips Korean barbecue.
Hey, bro, I don't hate your list. You made your list sound way
Yeah.
worse than what it really was. Your list
Thank
is
you.
actually
Thank
pretty
you. I was
solid,
afraid it
bro.
wasn't
It was
creative
super
enough.
solid.
Yeah,
actually.
that's a solid list, bro.
Yeah.
Mine was like I said, Ruffles, Flamin' Hots, Ruffles, cheddar sour cream, Lay's jalapenos, and then what's the last one I had?
Nacho cheese.
Ooh, nacho. Oh yeah, Doritos spicy nacho.
Okay. And I had the honey barbecue Fritos.
I like those.
I had the Pringles.
Yeah,
We had the tortilla chips.
yeah,
Tortilla chips, hint of lime.
yeah,
And then the little baby wrap snacks.
yeah,
Random.
yeah.
Super random. But
Yeah.
yeah, it happened.
It is
Dude,
super random.
yeah, I feel like that the tortilla chips is holding so much.
Yeah, it's a lot
I
of
know.
weight.
I just keep
category.
seeing your hand in the bowl, and it bothers me. Every time he says it, I'm like, Chris, stop
Just
dipping it
in the
like
dip,
that. Chris is scooping it.
Just like mainly tomato salsa, a little bit too. It's just like a little soup bowl that I can eat.
All right, we fucking did it, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Leon, for coming on the show.
I appreciate you for having me, man.
No,
This was a
of
good
course,
time.
dude.
Yeah.
Anytime. Pull back up, you know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm down.
You know what I'm saying? That's it for this episode of Wine and Weed. Zip it up.
Zip it out.
Aight.
Peace.
JJ.
Y'all are so cool.
So high. I like that AI conversation.